Welcome to another exciting episode of Hilary Topper on Air. This is episode 504, and today we're going to dive into a topic that is really important for anyone navigating the world of endurance sports. That's mental toughness. Whether you're a seasoned marathoner, a triathlete pushing your boundaries, or simply someone who loves to test their limits, this episode is for you. Endurance sports, as many of you know, are not only a test of physical capability, but also a profound challenge for the mind. These sports demand more than just muscles and stamina. They require resilience, determination, and an unyielding spirit. Mental toughness is the backbone that supports athletes through grueling training sessions and the highs and lows of competition. Now, why is mental toughness so vital alongside physical training? Well, imagine facing a steep hill at the halfway point of your marathon. Your legs are screaming, and every part of you wants to quit. It's not just your legs that will get you over the hill, it's your mind. The ability to silence doubt, push through that discomfort, and maintain focus on your goal. In today's episode, we're going to explore mental resilience and its role in helping athletes perform at their best. We'll discuss how mental strength can be developed just like any muscle in the body through targeted strategies and practices. So stick around. We'll be unpacking essential strategies to build mental toughness, sharing inspiring stories, and also equipping you with the tools to enhance your performance. Whether you're looking to shave minutes off your time or simply want to cross that finish line with your head held high, this episode promises insights and inspiration to help you achieve your goals. Let's set our minds on this journey and gear up for an episode filled with resilience, determination, and relentless spirit of endurance sports. But first, let's take a moment to appreciate the formidable mental demands these sports entail and get ready to tackle them head on. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on cultivating mental toughness in endurance sports. Don't go away. Special thanks to our sponsors, the Russo Law Group, Long Island's signature estate planning, elder law, and special needs law firm, Vimazzi, the shoes I love to train in and race in, and Metadyne, for all your injury prevention and pain relief products, and PlayTri, your multi-sport specialist for all your triathlon needs. Welcome back to Hilary Topper on Air, the Endurance Sports Edition. I want to take you on a personal journey through my most recent marathon swim, an experience that not only tested my physical limits, but also my mental fortitude. Imagine this: no wetsuit, no fins, and not even the comfort of music to accompany you. Just the open water of interconnected lakes in Michigan and a daunting 6.2 miles ahead. As I stood on the edge of the first lake, a wave of self-doubt washed over me. Could I really do this? Was I prepared enough? These thoughts are familiar companions on such journeys, yet every time they feel just as daunting. The water was cold, and every stroke seemed to demand a little more from me. But that's the thing about endurance sports. They teach you to find strength when you feel most vulnerable. With each stroke, I battled the voice in my head that said I couldn't go on, reminding myself that doubt is a natural process, that part of this process. It's something we all face, whether we're swimming, running, or cycling, or doing a triathlon, no matter if it's a sprint or an Ironman event. This swim was more than a physical challenge. It was a mental expedition. I had to push through the discomfort and quiet the inner critic. As I moved through the interconnected lakes, each one brought its own set of challenges. Yet, with each completed segment, a breakthrough came. I proved to myself once again that doubts can be pushed aside with determination and resilience. This brings me to a larger story, one that resonates with many of us in the endurance community. Take, for example, the journey of an athlete in a challenging race. They start strong. This brings me to a larger story, one that resonates with many of us in the endurance community. Take, for example, the journey of an athlete in a challenging race. They start strong, but halfway through, exhaustion sets in and doubt creeps in like an unwanted guest. The climb seems too steep, the finish line too far. But then something shifts, a breakthrough moment. Maybe it's a memory of past successes, the cheers of a supportive crowd, or simply the realization that the mind can be as strong as the body. For me, during the New York City Marathon, I dedicated every mile to someone I loved. During those miles, I thought of special times I had with those people. I laughed, I cried, and I pushed myself. These stories remind us that setbacks are just steps along the way, and breakthroughs are possible if we persevere. We all have our moments of doubt, but it's a determination to move past them that define us. Each race, each challenge is an opportunity to rediscover our capability. So, to everyone listening, whether you're facing a marathon swim, a triathlon, a marathon, or any personal challenge, remember this: doubt is normal, but overcoming it is where the magic happens. We are all endurance athletes in our own right, each stroke, each step, or each pedal pushing us closer to our goal. So let's talk about the New York City Marathon. I did the marathon in 2016. Prior to the marathon, I kept getting injured. I was getting Achilles tendonitis. I was getting knee pain. I was getting foot pain, plantar fasciitis, you name it. I was getting it. I had so many blisters in between my toes and on my feet. It was insane. But I pushed through it, and I was able to get up to 23 miles in training. The night before the race, I had a dream that a dog jumped from the roof and landed on its feet. I realized that that dog was me, that I'll always land on my feet, and I shouldn't have doubt in myself, but I did. I had doubt in myself throughout the training and throughout in the beginning of the race when it first started. I sat there and I was so nervous. I had VIP tickets and I was sitting in the tent by myself thinking, am I going to be able to do this? 26 miles is a long way to go. Will I be able to do this? Can I do this? As I was standing on line before getting onto the Verrazano Bridge, I thought, I will do this. I'm going to do this. And those miles that the indelible marker that I put on my wrist really helped. It really helped me to focus on something other than the pain I was feeling. In Queens, Brooklyn was amazing. The cheers, the crowds were incredible there. As I went into Queens, I saw a bunch of my friends and I ran across the 59th Street Bridge, and that bridge was so difficult for me. That was probably the hardest part of the whole entire race. I ran over that bridge and my lungs were bothering me. Everything was bothering me. I didn't think that I thought I was going to DNF the race. I really didn't think I was going to be able to finish. I get onto First Avenue thinking that there would be crowds and cheers. There weren't, because I was in the back of the pack, but that was okay because I had a lot of support from the people around me. As I ran up First Avenue into the Bronx, that was an amazing experience because I was running past my old apartment and I just was so happy and so excited at that point. When we got to the Bronx, that's when the police officers opened the roadways and cars were allowed on the course. And that's when things got hairy. We were on a bridge and we had to climb over a fence. And at that point, my legs were totally shot. And this woman from England, she helped actually hoist me over the fence. And I ran through the Bronx and then ran back into Manhattan, and I knew the finish line was near. I kept thinking that I've got this. I've got this. I could do this. I am going to do this. This is for me. This is something that is important to me, and I will do this. And that's what helped me get through the race. And I know that that'll help you get through the race if you're doing the New York City Marathon as well, or any other really hard, long race. So I want you to stay inspired and stay strong and keep pushing those boundaries. We're going to be right back with more stories of resilience and determination. But first, a special thanks to our sponsors, the Russo Law Group, Long Island Signature Estate Planning, Elder Law, and Special Needs Law Firm, Vamazi, the shoes I love to train in and race in, Metadine for all your injury prevention and pain relief products, and PlayTry, your multi-sport specialist for all your triathlon needs. Welcome back to Hilary Topper on Air. I recently got a touching message from a listener named Jackie, who asked me how I managed to keep calm during the marathon swim. Jackie, thank you for reaching out. It's a question that hits close to home because, like many of you, I have my moments of doubts and anxiety, especially in a challenging situation. During the swim, what helped me was focusing on the joys and blessings in my life. I imagined my new grandson smiling. I thought about my children, the unwavering support of my husband, and the laughter shared with friends. These thoughts became my sanctuary in the water. It was almost as if the water and I shared an intimate bond, a love affair, where every stroke brought a sense of peace and joy. This mindset can transform any daunting task into a journey of gratitude and love. I also had another situation where I swam Maggie Fisher Cross Bay swim. And basically, it is a swim from Fire Island to Bayshore, Long Island, and you swim across the Long Island Sound, and you need a kayaker to help you with your nutrition and also help navigate you. That was supposed to be a 5.5-mile swim. I trained really hard for that swim. It was incredible the amount of time that I put in the water. I ended up recruiting my son, who was my kayaker, and he was not an experienced kayaker, and we drifted and we were very far away from the group. We had drifted away with the current, and I was following him. And at one point I said to him, "Hey, Derek, are we close to other people?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, they're right there. They're not too far." Well, they were far. We were more than a mile away from everyone else. And the volunteers had to come and get us and bring us back to where we were supposed to be. But they weren't allowed to touch me, and I wasn't allowed to touch anybody because I was doing the swim and it wouldn't be official. So I'm swimming behind a kayaker. My son is on one side, the volunteer is in front of me. And every time I'm looking over at my son, he's smiling at me, and I could feel the love in his heart was just incredible. That feeling, that look of his love to me just kept me going strong. And even though I wanted to stop, and even though I was in so much pain, at one point my arm stopped working. I couldn't even get it around I wasn't able to take a stroke. It was that difficult. And yet I looked back at my son with that smile, and I thought, I'm doing this for him. I'm doing this for my children. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this because I want people to know that if you want something, you can go get it, and you can go get it. And I'm telling you this story because I want you to know that whatever you want to do, if you really, really want to do something, you can find it in your heart and your mind to do it. It's all in your head. And that mental is the most important thing, because the physical you'll get. It's the mental resilience that you need to go strong, to keep going forward. Now, let's wrap up this episode with a quick recap and some encouragement. We've delved into how vital mental toughness is in endurance sports. We've discussed strategies to build resilience and shared some of my personal stories of overcoming self-doubt. Remember, the key here is to train your mind just as you train your body. Use visualizations. Focus on positive affirmations, and don't shy away from leaning on happy memories to power you through. I encourage you to take these insights and weave them into your training sessions. See how they can alter your perspective and performance. And as you embark on this journey, know that you are not alone. We're a community of athletes and enthusiasts, each cheering each other on. As for our next episode, we'll be diving into the history of triathlon. But for now, I want to hear from you. Share your experiences, your challenges, and success with us. Email or reach out to me via social media and tell me what you want to hear on this podcast. Before we part, I want to thank you for your participation and engagement. It's your stories and questions that keep this podcast alive. If you're enjoying today's episode, please subscribe, leave us feedback, and follow us on social. Let's continue this journey together. I'll leave you with an inspiring thought. The only limits we have are the ones we set in our minds. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep achieving. Until next time, stay strong and be well. This show was produced by Hilary Topper and sponsored by the Russo Law Group, Long Island's signature estate planning, elder law, and special needs law firm. For more information on the Russo Law Group, go to vjrussolaw.com. Vamazi, the shoes I love to train and race in. For more information on Vamazi, go to Vimazi, VIMAZI.com. And Metadine for all your injury prevention and pain relief products. For Metadine, go to Medi, MEDI, Dine, DYNE.com. And finally, PlayTry, your multi-sport specialist for all your triathlon needs. PlayTry you can find at playtry.com or playtry.com/store. If you want more information on this show, visit our website at atriathletesdiary.com, or you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Alexa, Apple Podcasts. You name it, we're out there. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.